Hi yogis. So in today's practice, we're doing a 30-minute vinyasa flow where we'll do a bit of a warm up. We'll go through some sun salutations and add in a few more poses just for good measure as well. The theme of today's class is awareness. So as you're practicing, I just want you to be aware of how your body feels and also the thoughts and the emotions perhaps that are coming into the mind. So to start with this awareness theme, we're going to start in either a seated position or laying down. We're going to do a quick meditation. So sitting on a block or a pillow or laying down, just as long as your spine is nice and straight and you feel comfortable. So closing down the eyes, start to deepen the breath, breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe in through the nose, expand the belly. Exhale, breathe out through the nostrils. Inhale, expand the belly. And exhale, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, expand the belly. Now expand the chest. And as we exhale, allow the chest to fall, followed by the belly. Inhale, expand the belly, expand the chest. Exhale, allow the chest to fall, followed by the belly. Inhale to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, continue to expand the belly, followed by the chest. Exhale, chest falls, the belly falls. Inhale, continue to breathe like that. Perhaps you're counting your breaths. Perhaps you're just noticing the breath, the feeling of the air on the nostrils, the feeling of the rise of the belly and the rise of the chest, and then the fall of the chest and the fall of the belly. Continue to breathe nice and deeply. Deep belly breathing helps us to relax. It calms us. Often when we're feeling stressed and anxious, we're in that fight or flight mode. It helps to calm down the nervous system and bring us back to a calm state, a normal state. And just doing a quick scan now of your body, so from the tips of your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. Start to notice how you feel. How do you feel in the toes, in the feet? Are there any areas of tension? Perhaps you feel relaxed. Perhaps you feel totally comfortable and there's no tension in the body. For most of us, we have some area of tension. Just notice that. Notice where it is. And without judgment, don't label it as good or bad. It just is. It's just something that you feel in your body. Continue to breathe. And now draw your attention to your mind. So notice any thoughts that come up. This is a really good chance for you to slow down, to stop, and actually notice what's going on in the mind. Notice if you're thinking about what happened during the day. Notice if you're thinking about what you need to do in the future. Notice if you're criticizing yourself. Are you thinking about other people? So those thoughts help to form our emotions. And we really want to be aware of what's going on in the mind so that we can start to control our emotions and start to act in a less reactive way to situations that may occur. So notice what's going on in the mind. Continue to breathe. And then what I'd like you to do is with those thoughts, I'd like you to, and you can do this with emotions as well. So just imagine if you're feeling perhaps upset about something, don't label it as good or bad. It just is. A lot of the time we struggle, we cause more pain than we need to because we're constantly thinking about something. So what I'd like you to do is just observe your thoughts, observe any emotions that come up, and imagine they're like waves. So try not to get dumped by the wave. So you're not in the wave, you're actually on the shoreline, just observing the waves from afar. So now draw your attention back to the breath and counting the breath can really help to distract you from the thoughts that are coming up. So it's great to use perhaps the breath or counting the breath as a focus. If we purposely say to ourselves that we're not going to think about a certain thing, then it automatically comes to mind. So just let it come in. Let it come into the mind. Acknowledge it. And then draw your attention back to the breath. Nice deep belly breathing. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. And then open the eyes. Come to sit up if you're laying down. Remove the block or the pillow. And we'll meet in a tabletop position. So coming to tabletop, the hands are directly under the shoulders. Spread the fingers wide and the knees are underneath the hips. So as we inhale, we're going to draw the belly button down and just bring the shoulder blades down slightly. Look up and exhale. We're going to curve the back. We're going to look in between our knees. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking behind. We're getting some movement in our spine to start with. And we're using the breath to the movement. Exhale, look behind. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, look back. So as you're doing these cat-cows, I want you just to notice any areas that you feel tense in the spine. Maybe you didn't notice them before, maybe you did. And then from here, we're going to move the shoulders around. I'm going to try and get in some fluid movement. So we're getting some movement in the back, maybe moving the neck around. And I'm just noticing a little muscle in my back that feels quite tense that I didn't notice before. And then other way. So some fluid movement, moving the shoulders around. And then from here, start to rotate the hips. So bring them towards the heels and then around. So a few hip circles, noticing how your hips feel now. You can move the shoulders still. And then reverse the other way. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then come back to a neutral tabletop. So again, the hands are underneath the shoulders. The knees are under the hips, hip distance apart. We're going to spread the fingers wide and we want the index finger pointing forward. From here, grip the fingertips into the mat, and you can start to notice that when you grip the fingertips into the mat, the arms start to engage a little bit. Press the knuckles down, and that starts to engage the forearms. So tabletop can be quite active here. So from here, just draw the arms towards each other without moving them. So we're engaging those bicep muscles. Draw the belly button in and in towards the spine. And draw the ribs in as well. So we can be this can be quite an active, engaged pose. So these active arms, this is what we want to do when we come to downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift up the hips for down dog, and then bring the hips back. So nice, I'll move forward a little bit, nice engaged arms. So from here, you can bend the knees as much as you need to. You can pedal each foot out, getting a nice stretch in the calf muscles and hamstrings. But what we want here is we want the spine to be nice and straight, so you can bend the knees as much as you need to. So we don't want to be here, we want to be here. We don't want to push too far forward either. So again, from here, can you draw the ribs and the navel in? And then the heels are drawing towards the ground. They might not be there today, but eventually the heels will come towards the ground. So this is quite active. Taking a deep breath in, exhale out of the mouth, shake the head, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale out of the mouth one more time. Again, notice the areas that start to feel tired, start to feel sore. And then take a breath in. And we're going to slowly move to the top of the mat. So now we're in a forward fold. So the feet can be slightly apart. Really ground down through all four corners of the feet. Spread and lift the toes. Place them back down. So we really want to get those legs engaged. And then I want you to fold down. Bring your belly to the thighs. And tuck the thumbs into the elbows. So from here, the neck should be nice and relaxed. And bend the knees as much as you need to. Okay, so you don't have to be totally straight. We're not like this. Again, we want to have some length in that spine. Take a breath in and exhale. And then from here, slowly, if you can, start to straighten the legs. If
you can't straighten the legs, that's fine. Just start to relax the body so we're lengthening the spine. So from here, lift up halfway. So we're placing the fingertips on the mat or on the shins. Just bring the shoulder blades down slightly. Draw the belly and the ribs in. Inhale. So it's a nice stretch for the hamstrings here. Exhale. Fold down again. And from here, shake the head no, nod the head yes. Make sure that head is nice and floppy. We're using the head to help us with gravity to lengthen the spine. Inhale, halfway lift again. Draw the belly button in. Exhale, forward down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, this time we're going to bring our hands up to a prayer position. Exhale, bring them down. So we're in Tadasana or mountain pose now, and I'll show you from the front. Traditionally, we have the toes together and the heels slightly apart. I like to bring my feet apart slightly, but it's really up to you and how you feel in your body. So this can be a really great posture for our posture to set us up with good posture. So grounding down through all four corners of the feet, spread and lift the toes, and we start to feel the legs engage there. Firm the inner thighs and engage those outer glutes. From here, draw the belly button in, draw the front ribs in, and then create some space between the collarbones and the shoulder blades. And the gaze is straight ahead. So maybe just take a moment here to set your intention for today's practice, if you haven't already. Maybe it is to try something new, maybe it is to challenge yourself, maybe it's just to get through the whole practice today, whatever that may be. And then take a deep breath in. Inhale, reaching back up. Exhale, forward fold down. Place the hands beside the feet. One leg comes back, the other leg comes back. So we're in a plank pose now. So from here, if you feel like this is a bit too much, you can bring the knees down. I'm going to come back to plank. Generally, what we do is we bring the body forward before we bring the knees down, but just see what you can do. And then bend the elbows so that the elbows are pointing behind and the chest comes to the mat. Sweep the chest through for cobra. We'll start with cobra and then we'll move on to upward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, coming back, pushing yourself up through tabletop to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. That is one sun salutation. Well done, guys. So we'll do another one a little bit quicker. Inhale, look to the front of the mat and then step up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, come down. Place the hands beside the feet. High plank. Push the body forward. Maybe come down to the knees and then come down to almost half plank here. Or all of the way. Untuck the toes. Roll the shoulders back. And then just pushing up for upward facing dog. Okay, so you can be on the toes as well. Just notice again, be mindful of how your back feels in this position. Tuck the toes, pushing back up into downward facing dog. So whenever we do upward facing dog, you can do cobra instead. Inhale, let's add on to that. Lift up the right leg. So a nice straight line. Bend the knee, bring the leg towards the side. Inhale here and exhale. Straighten that leg again and then bring that
foot towards the top of the mat, in between the hands. So from here, we're going to come into a crescent lunge. Bring the knee down. Inhale, reach the hands up. Now, what I want you to think about in this position is you're drawing the hips back. So you're drawing the feet towards each other. So we're firing up those hamstrings. Inhale. Imagine that you're drawing the pelvis away from the torso. And exhale, bring the hands back to frame the foot. The back foot steps up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, come back down. Come back to high plank. Bring the body forward and either come to the knees or have the knees up. Come down halfway and then sweep the chest through for upward facing dog. Alternatively, you do cobra. Okay, so see how you go. Whichever, remember we're paying attention to how our body feels. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, open that hip. Inhale, bring that leg back up for one-legged dog. Bring the leg through and then inhale. Oh, bring the knee down. Inhale, crescent lunge on the knee. Again, really focus on drawing those feet towards each other. So we're isometrically engaging the hamstrings in the front leg. And then exhale, frame the foot. Foot comes forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, just bring the hands down by the side. So from here, we're going to bring the feet together and we're going to start to sit in a chair. So bring the hands either side of the feet and sitting down into a chair. Now, on the inhale, we'll bring the hands up. And what I want you to think about is to bring the weight into the back of the feet so you can lift up the toes. Draw the belly in, and you should be feeling that in your glutes. Take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One leg comes back. The other leg comes back. And either we'll shift the weight over the wrists. Either knees come down, half plank, upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, we'll do that again. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring it through to the middle of the hands. Bring the knee down. Inhale, reach the hands up. Now, option here is to come off the knee. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more breath. Exhale, bring the hands to frame the foot. Come to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. From here, come down into your chair pose. So chair pose, weight in the back of the heels. Draw the belly in. Draw the ribs in. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And you might be really noticing that in the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do another halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come down to plank. Now, anytime you can skip this chaturanga, so high to low plank, and just come to straight to down dog. Come halfway, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bring it through. Bring the knee down. Inhale, lift the hands. An option here is to come off the back knee. Inhale, take 2 more breaths here. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands down. Come to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, coming down, coming down. Now from here, we're going to sit into our chair 1 more time. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Draw the belly in, draw the chest in. Just lean, bring the weight to the back of the feet, into the heels. 1 more breath here. Inhale, exhale, come down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale. And then from here, we're going to stay in our forward fold, but we're going to place the hands underneath the feet with the palms facing up. The toes will come to the creases of the wrists. So bending the knees as much as you need to, making sure that the head is nice and relaxed. The elbows can come wide. Taking a few breaths here and try, if you can, to try and straighten the legs. You might not be able to come all the way. You probably won't be able to come all the way. But try and straighten the legs. 1 more breath here. And then release. Halfway lift. Exhale. Bring the hands to plank. Shift the body forward. Come halfway. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Bring the feet together or heels together. Knees wide. And then come to child's pose. Take a few breaths here. And then we're going to come to our backs and we'll finish the practice with some twists. It's always good to finish up with some twists. So from here, bring the right ankle over the left knee or just below the left knee. And then bringing the left leg in towards the body. So you can interlace your fingers just under the knee, or if you want to go a little bit stronger, bring them around the shin. Take a few breaths here. The right knee is drawing away from the body. And in this posture, it's really good to try and draw the lumbar spine into the mat. So pressing the lumbar spine into the mat. And then from here, release the hands and we'll bring our right foot and our left knee over to the left side. So keep the shoulders on the ground and then look towards the right. The hands can be nice and wide, or we can place one hand on the knee. Probably notice that in the hip, there's a bit of a twist here. Draw the belly button in. Take one more deep breath in. And relax just a little bit more. And from here, come back to center. Place both feet on the mat. And we'll do the other side. So left ankle over the right knee. And we'll draw the right knee towards the body. So either interlacing underneath the knee or maybe around the shin if you want a little bit more of a stretch. Continue to breathe here. Again, we're noticing any areas of tension. And then from here, release the hands. Bring the foot over to the right side. Keep the shoulders on the ground. Look towards the left. And you might notice that one side feels a little bit more tight than the other. That's totally normal. Take one more deep breath here. And exhale. And then from here, bring the legs back to center. And we'll come into Shavasana pose. So that's relaxation. Bring the toes pointing out. The hands are by the sides, palms facing up. Close the eyes. So normally in a yoga class, we do this for about 5 or 6 minutes. But you can be here for a little bit longer if you like. It's really great to enjoy how the body feels after some movement. If you find it hard to remain still and just sort of lay here, you can start to notice the sounds that you hear. So try and notice all the sounds that you hear within the room, outside of the room, sounds that are from far away. And then if you can stay longer, I encourage you to hang out here for a little bit longer. Otherwise, bending the knees, rolling the body over to the side. Bring that up underneath the head. And then pushing yourself back up to a seated position. Bring the hands to heart center. Maybe the eyes are still closed. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale. Bow the head. Bring the thumbs to the third eye, in between the eyebrows. Give yourself a massage. And then inhale.